Newark is the largest city in New Jersey. Some of you may have driven past it or passed through it to get somewhere else. All you know or what you think you know about Newark is what you've been told. But for me and everyone else, it's different. To be from here is an experience like no other, from the potholed roads to the tall brick buildings that line up downtown.
I've lived in Newark for 13 years.
I think I lived in Newark for about 6 years now.
I've lived in Newark for about 15 years now.
I've lived in Newark 16 years.
Majority of us were born and raised here, while others have lived here for a good portion of their lives.
One thing I like about Newark, that's a tough question.
I think the people, I think a lot of people have this bad rep of Newark, that it's mean people. I mean, there's the mean people, but there's also a huge amount of nice people and people that are willing to give the shirt off their back for you.
I like how close everyone is here. People are quite friendly.
I really like that about Newark, how you can meet people from all over. And also, because you can meet people from all over, you also get to experience a lot of different cultures while staying in the city. I'm pretty sure you can go all around the city and get foods from all across the world.
I've lived here all my life, so it's really just it's everything I know, really. So it's the familiarity is really nice here, I guess.
Every Newark resident has had their own experience dealing with the city and have their own stories to tell. It's not so bad over here. There are definitely some good that comes from the bad.
One thing I don't like about Newark is how segregated it is. Even though it's diverse, it's definitely segregated. Certain wards or neighborhoods in Newark have a vast majority of a singular race or a singular ethnic group. And so because of that, there's kind of some type of clash. Not really a clash, but there is a divide in our community as a whole.
I feel we underrate ourselves. We think of ourselves as this bad city, so then we just feed into it and then allow ourselves to be bad and don't let ourselves grow.
Newark is very overlooked on because of its crime rate. It's pretty bad.
I'd say crime rates only because so much happens here and it goes right over everyone's head. No one really does anything about it.
There's a lot of drugs in the streets and a lot of crime, so I wish there was a bit more safety nets, a bit more shelters for people, a bit more help for others. Definitely a bit more medical attention, mentally,
One of the main problems here would be crime. Not a day goes by where you don't hear an ambulance or a police siren throughout different parts of the day.
There was one time when I was evangelizing with my church, and we were walking down somewhere and there was a shootout, and I didn't realize till it was too late, and everybody's running and my mom's across the street and she's like, "Noodles, run," and I'm like, "What's going on?" Because I didn't hear anything, and then someone grabbed me and then we started running. So it was never directed at me, but I have heard, I've been there.
I've gotten my phone stolen from me in, I think I was in 6th grade. I was outside and someone came up to me and they were like, "I have a gun in my pocket," and I was like, and I never found out if he did. But he took the phone. So.
But at the end of the day, it's where we live. There are good times and there are bad times, but this is still home.
I keep saying community, but I feel it's just really strong with that. We're really family oriented as a city. I feel when I'm in Newark, I'm home. Because I feel everyone just sees each other as a brother or a sister. And I think we really take pride in the love we have for our city.
I, for one, am a fan of, Newark constantly becoming more modern, constantly, changing and growing.
Different places in Newark that I had a lot of fun in, a lot of memories in Branch Brook Park, a lot of memories just with my family driving around Newark, or whenever it's Christmas, a lot of houses go hard or go home with their decorations. So I love just running around or driving around with hot chocolate.
No matter who you are, whether that's your personality, what you represent, who you identify as, what your interests are, you're always gonna find a person, and if not a person, a group or a space that makes you feel welcome, that makes you feel appreciated, that makes you feel, well represented.